Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Engineering Success. We're celebrating 10 years with Urban Ed Academy. Thank you so much, Brother Kev. Gav Choice. Let's give a virtual round of applause to him one more time for the sounds and the vibe. We have lost a little bit of time now, so I think we're going to try to push through this presentation of updates. We want to share a lot of exciting things with you all that have happened this year. But let me take a pause and step back, because I think there are actually some people here that don't know me. I should probably introduce myself. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Saraguchi, and I'm the Executive Director of Urban Ed Academy.
Daniel Rumley, Deputy Director of Urban Ed Academy. Appreciate you for letting us have your time this evening.
We have taken this organization, Urban Ed Academy, which started out as a Saturday school that matched African-American men with boys that looked like them in Baby Hunters Point, San Francisco, and turned it into a mission of representation, of equity, and placing more African-American men in our public schools, specifically our elementary schools.
Yes.
And we've been on this journey now for 2 years.
Officially 2 years.
Okay, officially 2 years.
6 in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's that like tip of the iceberg, and you see it, and then you look underneath the water. There's that, remember you see that graphic?
There's a massive. There's a lot of stuff under the water.
It's been a lot of work and a lot of support that has helped build that work. And I think everybody on this call has had a role in that in some way. And we want to make sure we're grateful, show our gratitude to you all. But anyway, this is a celebration of a major milestone in this effort, which we will unveil later today. But also a thank you to you all in helping us get here. And so for that, let's take a quick visual at a little bit of what's happened over the past year with a little minute clip here.
But if you can get as close to a silver bullet as possible, one decision, hiring a Black man into a classroom, this is it.
All right. I wanted to flash back really quickly one slide. Thank you all. This has been an incredible 2020 and COVID experience, but also one that I think has positioned us well as an organization. And I always, in marveling at where we are, have to go back to kind of where we started, and we always get ourselves grounded with this quote, which is, it is easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. That's a quote by Frederick Douglass. Give them the attribution there. As I said, we could not have done this work without you, and certainly could not have done it without our partners who have come through huge for us. The school district is by far one of our most important partners, allowing us to have this vision come to life of actually being able to get men in schools. That takes an employment process with them. The San Francisco Foundation, Swinnerton, the Warriors Community Foundation, which we'll be talking a whole lot about them. All Stars Helping Kids, each foundation, Facebook, Union Bank, Black to the Future. Thank you, everybody, for what you've been able to put us in position to do, which is put a Black male teacher in every elementary school in the city.
Hey.
And the reason being is because we think the future rests with teachers.
Absolutely.
By show of hands, normally we would do the show of hands. I was gonna say, I almost got into the mode where folks were here. We normally do a little bit of a poll on how many African-American male teachers did folks have in the room. And I'll just kind of cut to the chase on it and tell you that less than 2% of all teachers nationwide are African-American men. And when we think about all of our experiences, I'm 34 years old. I grew up in New Jersey and went to public schools for the majority of my K through 12 experience. And I had not a Black male teacher until college at the University of Michigan. And that is the unfortunate reality for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Warmley, I think, is the only male teacher that I had of color. And PE coaches really don't count. Very influential in my life, but not what's actually moving the needle in terms of where kids end up in life.
No. And yet, everybody has a story or a memory of their teacher. I was speaking with a friend the other day, and it was, we had a long conversation around who was the most impactful teacher you had in your life. And even as adults in our 30s, we could go back all the way to first grade, seriously. Second grade. And anyway, as important as the past has been with us for our teachers, we know that with our mission, the future is equally as important.
The entire future rests on who is in front of our children on an everyday basis.
So we're gonna fly through this here and just surprise. Our mission is recruiting teachers to San Francisco, specifically to support Black students and Black families.
Absolutely.
And in the conversion, we had a little bit of a mishap here, but the secret sauce to that is what you're seeing here, which is that housing in San Francisco is provided as part of the deal. And so just a quick, super fast, maybe minute overview, I'm gonna try with you guys of what we've been doing towards our mission of putting one Black male teacher in every elementary school in the city by housing them there. And it started with the challenge that in 2017, we got some data from the state that San Francisco County, despite what it is and who's there,
right.
Has the worst achievement for African-American students in the state. A place of such immense wealth, such immense opportunity, access, and resources, this just can't be true. And yet, and still is true in every place in America where we say.
As true as the day is long. Oh, any hood is every hood.
Any
the
hood
same problem
is every
exists
hood.
everywhere.
And this is what it looks like a little bit in San Francisco. Data from 2 years ago for the specific neighborhood we focus on, Bayview Hunters Point, the southeast side of the city. About 15,000 students that live there, historical African-American neighborhood. And so you can imagine who's there. But then we look citywide, 4 out of 5 of the African-American students in San Francisco are not reading on grade level, and 86% of them are not on grade level in math. And so, I mean,
let me just break this down real quick, right? Big shout outs to Bayview. If you can't read the math problem in the job that's coming or already here on shores, you're frustrated. And we already know what happens when you're frustrated. We get creative, and we are the most creative people in the world, but that doesn't always work out in our interests in these lands.
It doesn't. And so what have we done about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's been community hub work and Saturday school work we've done. It was the bedrock of where we were founded as an organization, community-based group doing service work in the neighborhood. And so we're continuing to do that even in the face of COVID, and we can share more about that later. We have this mission to put Black male teachers in elementary schools, and so We need to be able to recruit, develop, and train them to get a credential. And so that's been going well through now 3 cohorts. And in order to make that real in the Bay, we've had housing partnerships blossom, what we've been calling social exchange work, where we help African-American homeowners and property owners in particular pass on the benefits to our teachers. And what does that impact look like? And I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm gonna keep going, because I want to make sure we get to everybody and everything. If you put one Black male teacher in front of a Black boy before 6th grade, you get great results.
Success.
You get a 29% increase in interest in pursuing college and a 39% decrease in dropout rate. No silver bullets in education, but
Zero.
very, very good stuff for one decision. And so for us, in putting a Black male teacher in every school, what does it look like for us? Well, momentum wise, we're doing our work, submitted in the community. We're growing our team for both this national HBCU strategy, local workforce strategy.
Absolutely.
We have 4 housing sites under control. We're helping our property owners advocate for more rights and more resources for themselves. And like everyone, we pivoted into this virtual space and learning more about these opportunity zones. And I'll tell you why in a little bit when I share this progress report.
Ta-da!
How we're trying to transform distressed community properties into impactful community resources to get educator housing in the neighborhoods we're serving.
Social exchange.
Boom. And so how can we help you to help a teacher is the dance we have to do 100 times. And we're good with that because it's worth it. And so what does that look like? What has that look like? Well, it's unveiling now to be a number. It's this acquisition game is a number of strategies. We can purchase, in this place, we need some help doing that. So we'll share how we get something like that done in the Bay Area. We need to renovate where we can, where people make things available. And we need to build with those renovations or in places that have the opportunity. Quick look and snapshot at where we're at. We have 1 property in West Oakland, 3 in San Francisco, 2 down in the Bayview, and 1 in the Western Addition that are helping support our men. And here's the big unveil. I wish I had like all of this, a sound effect for support and all that stuff. Anyway, next year, y'all, next year. But
In person with masks.
We are blessed to be able to purchase a property. We have had the fortune of being in a position to apply for an RFP to get a historic police building in the Bayview. And at $1.6 million, this will be the first piece of real estate owned by Urban Ed Academy, which I don't even know how to say that. We got a couple people
The hype
right
squad off
You guys will
camera,
meet them later. But good stuff. I hope y'all are applauding over there. I've been doing flips since I found this out. And we got to give a big shout out to the implementation committee, to Lennar, 5 Point, and all of the folks that have been in between those 2 entities helping us get this done. This is a big deal. And we have a capital campaign we'll be launching formally in January. And for all y'all get a sneak peek at what we're trying to do and what we'll be talking about. But for $5 million project, we believe we can position ourselves to serve the 5,000 remaining African-American families or so in the city, with the centerpiece being this one building, which will be a hybrid hub of residential space for our educators and administrative space for us to get the work done that we are doing. Quick peek at the timeline. We will need to get $4 million covered over the next 2 years to make this renovations and the purchase happen, and then activate that thing as best we can. This is the plan. We know development kind of runs on its own little timeline, but activated programmatically in 22, 23. Here is the development team. We have many more folks that I wish I could show you, but that'll be for next time as well. Quick shout out to Cheyenne A. Tucker, Brendel Swigert, and all of our fellows, our Amanda Bay fellows. They are not featured here, but this is the development team of senior folks and board members who are helping us do this. Here are the advisors. We've had the blessing of getting with the University of California, Berkeley. As a University of Michigan alum, I'm a big fan of public universities. so happy that we have a partnership with them to explore this. New Schools Venture Fund has been huge. As I mentioned, 5 Point Ensemble Capital, and getting us with some other folks and sort of schooling us on how to speak this language in the Bay Area. The Bank of San Francisco has been major. Lotus Advisory, and Kunal Merchant and his team, Associate Capital, Google, and Angela Dickens Esquire. Thank you all for getting us to this point. So at this point, what are we building together? Well, I think we're continuing to build this vision. I was gonna say, I won't leave it to you. I won't leave it to chance. I'll tell you. We will put one African-American male teacher in every elementary school in San Francisco when we're done with this thing. And I want y'all to know that despite all of what's happened with COVID, we are positioned to have the best year we've ever had. And it is all thanks to you all. So thank you very much for helping us. This is Mr. Maynard, who you will all see. This is at Malcolm X Academy, a school we are have a tight partnership with here in the neighborhood. And I think we are going to move into back with Kev Choice and his team. Thank you for the bit of a delay. And once we are done with Kev over in Oakland, we're going to come back and wrap up with our awardees and let you all have the rest of your evening.
Did you realize you're beautiful and important? And you deserve the best that life has to present. Every moment's intense, hard enough paying this rent. Trying to stay above cement and not doing a stint. Look at the percent of my brothers that sent to serve time. Around the world, the government's doing worse crimes. They're setting traps to catch felons for a third time. It's no jobs, no justice, what's the frame of mind? Nothing to lose, ain't afraid to die. Never shown you worth of how to express the hurt inside. Every homicide I see reported, feel like a portion of myself departed. Could it have been avoided? There's more guns out here than countries that it's wars in. We need conflict resolution in these school courses. Tired of settling for the short end, but one candle can defy the darkness. We came to shed light, lead the path, illuminate through the night, shed light. It's the new dawn, clear vision for your sight. So open up your eyes and see forever. All my teachers said light. My brother shed light. Shed light, lead the path, illuminate through the night. Come on, shed light, this a new dawn, clear vision for your sight. So open up your eyes and see forever. This is how I want you to play a little something for the people. Thankful for it all. I'm thankful for all y'all. I'm thankful for it all. Urban Ed, hey. Thankful for it all. Thankful for it all. Give thanks. No, we was running a little bit behind on time, so I'm open to letting the program continue to flow. Well, we got more. We can do this all night, but I know this is so much on the program, so I just want to give space and give thanks for y'all for listening to us for sure. Give it up one time for my man Howard Wiley on the sax. Also my brother Mike Blankenship. My name is Kev Choice. For those who don't know, I'm a musician, educator here in Oakland, California, and around the Bay Area. I teach at Oakland School for the Arts and a couple of other schools here in the Oakland arena. Howard's also an educator too, East Bay Center for Performing Arts. And, Black fathers in the building, Black educators in the building, Black love in the building. Thank y'all so much for having us, my brother Randy. Appreciate you, man.
All right, for brother Kev Choice. We are going to snap directly back in, but prior to that, so I guess we're not circling back in. Yeah, we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge what is about to happen on November 3rd. And so as a C3 who wants to be a nonprofit after today, I'll just say, here's an encouragement for y'all to go vote. I can't believe I used to wait in line at the polls. I took some super dumb risks as a young voter, and I'm still taking risks with my electoral health. Anyone who may be electoral compromised may be at risk of death or serious medical bills. Pundit opinions weren't enough for me. I stopped playing myself. I started reading budgets, seeing oppression firsthand, and now I'm also taking mail balloting. If you've been kidding yourself about voter fatigue, stop it. Along with good sense, mail balloting lowers bad groupthink by 38%. Mail balloting is USPS approved to reduce the risk of FOMO and generational regret in patients who have voter apathy or risk factors for voter apathy.
Mail balloting is for everyone, including women, people of color, and anyone who is a registered voter or eligible to vote. You need simple brain tests to check for voter problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you're having trouble sleeping at night. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
Hey, this place is for kids.
But I took mail balloting.
If you have high groupthink, you may be at increased risk for electoral death or regret. Don't play yourself.
So talk to your doctor about the risks and mail in your ballot. Okay, we're gonna glaze over all the commentary anybody might have about that and go straight into our guys. So we meet Devon and Darius. We want you to hear a little bit from the men who are experiencing this program.
How you doing? How you doing? Good afternoon, good evening, good evening. My name is Mr. D, better known as the Children's Champ. Me and the baby, honestly, a great experience. I could honestly remember about 2 years ago walking into MLK and just seeing Randy. He kind of tapped me on the shoulder, and I'm like, "What's going on? How you doing?" You know, just seeing another black man on a HBCU campus, and he kind of asked me like, "Do you want to be a teacher? Would you like to move to Cali?" And honestly, what better opportunity there is than to change lives and move to California. You know, like I remember my first year moving here, it was pretty tough, but with the coaching, and I honestly didn't think I was going to be a teacher, but seeing that little black boy and little black girl look up to me and see me as somebody they could look up to, I had to stay like 10 toes down into the project. Honestly, I remember my second year, like it was just being a part of this program that uplifts black men. It coaches us to be great black men and how to work in different areas in life. First year as a teacher, I teach at Bessie Carmichael. I'm a kindergarten teacher. And it's honestly amazing just seeing the effect and impact I have on the youth is honestly the best thing you can ask for. What more can you ask for? All right, guys. But thank you. I just want to thank you for supporting us and Man the Bay at its finest.
Thank you, Davon. Davon is from Jersey, if you couldn't hear it in his accent. I appreciate the young brother because I myself is from Jersey. I'm a transplant here too. And he got directly into it, but he is from Delaware State University. Davon is in our first cohort. Danny and I had the pleasure of interviewing him and watching him blossom into a kindergarten teacher now at Bessie Carmichael Elementary School, which is just crazy. You know, we tell people we'll take them guys from zero to teacher and see it happen in real life.
And one of the most humbling things is to have parents, when they email, tell us about how, you know, happy that their child is in Mr. D's class, and just the excitement that they actually wake up going to virtual learning space in, which is really not the normal for a young child that's used to going to school. Very blessed to have them. Very blessed for those kinds of moments.
Yeah, and this is, again, one down. We got one elementary school covered with Davon, and we want to give you all the chance to meet one of his other cohort mates, Darius Davis.
All right, greetings, everybody. My name is Darius Davis. I'm originally born and raised from Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been living out here in the Bay Area. This is my third year now. And I just got to say, like, for me, I got recruited for MTB Man the Bay. It was fresh out of 2018 from Texas Southern University, and quite a life-changing experience. I was already pursuing music education, so I saw myself in the classroom, but my plan was a bit different. I was going to be an assistant. I didn't really agree with it all the way. You know, I knew I was going to be fighting an uphill battle. So when I met the guys and I met Randy and Daniel, it really just kind of opened me up to be like, education is a place where you can do some great work. And they offered me the opportunity to come out to California and teach. You know what I'm saying? It's a phenomenal thing. So first year, like I said, it was a tad bit tough with the move across the country, but I was excited. Just because this is one of the first times like you have a fully like Black organization that's supporting its own and understands that our children are where the most work needs to be done. You know, we say all the time, we don't want to repair old men and whatnot. We want to make sure we can strike hard, strike fast, and get to our kids first. So yeah, it's been a life-changing experience for me. Leading that into my first year teaching, it's only been even better. Like, I'm a first year kinder teacher. I'm over in Oakland at the moment. And it's a phenomenal experience. Like I said, it's a little bit different with distance learning, but it just makes you to be even more engaging. It means you have to be even more vibrant. Your personality has to be on point. You have to make sure to pull that out of the kids so that they can learn, man. You can't learn from somebody you don't respect. You can't learn from somebody you don't agree with. You can't learn from somebody you don't have a relationship with. And we're all about building a relationship here in MTB. So it's been lovely for me, and I hope it continues on.
Hi, you guys.
Good day, boys and girls.
How you guys doing?
Welcome to another UEA TV segment.
We are Urban Ed Academy.
And I'm here with my partner in crime,
Mr. Davis! D.
Good to see you, brother man.
Well, first of all, can we just give it a round of applause?
And you know what? We're going over a great story that has a great message.
So what you have here is the DNA of the baby strawberries. It would look just like this.
And so much more.
Come on Don't play no games.
And that's the conclusion that the people came with us. We don't need to be the big bad wolves around the whole sea and the land and the air. We can share it.
And we don't want you to feel alone. We're here for you as well.
Because schools will reopen and our students will need you. All right, so we have been busy. Mr. Davis, Mr. Maynard.
Shout out to Mr. Davis, the Dirty South, Atlanta. Got to represent. You gave a shout out to Jersey. Now I got to represent for Birmingham.
You're right.
205 if you didn't know.
We all about shout outs here. We are about shout outs, and we want to make sure we stay true to the time here. We're going to roll through our awardees and let you all know that it's been a part of our tradition to make sure we show our gratitude to our outstanding partners. Given our expansion, that now includes an HBCU partner, a local community champion per usual, and we have a special award this year for a posthumous member of the movement.
Absolutely.
But our HBCU champion this year is Albany State University.
None other than.
And here's a quick video to get into that. We believe in HBCUs.
Historically, they have been the refuge for African American scholars.
A place of protection, a home.
So much talent resides there, and it is important to elevate these community assets, our community assets.
As long as we're doing this work here at Urban Ed Academy,
we're going to make sure that we do our part to spread this message.
Which is why one of our honorees this evening is dedicated to an HBCU.
Thank you, Dr. Kathleen Mons.
At the Center for Educational Opportunity at Albany State University. With your partnership,
last year we embarked on our first research project to prove that our model works.
That community matters when we talk about bringing more educators to schools, bringing teachers into the neighborhoods where our students and families live.
With support from the center, we were able to conduct this research alongside our fellows.
Here's the thing, there's so much more research to be done. We have a national network of HBCUs, and there's interconnectivity in what we do.
The same issues that exist and persist in Black people of San Francisco is the same in rural Georgia.
We know this, and Albany State University knows this. Thank you for bringing our first research project to life.
You are helping us at Urban Ed Academy grow up.
Dr. Kathleen Mons, we are so honored to present this award to you tonight.
Thank you for your leadership and your vision.
Thank you, Dr. Mons. Thank you, Albany State University. We are grateful for the partnership. We have a very cool research project, actually, that we will be talking about. You all will see a lot about that before the end of the calendar year. On to our next awardee. Locally, we always have a community champion or set of champions. In the past, we've had Supervisor Shaman Walton. Shout out to Supervisor Walton, who's always been holding us down. Board of Equalization President Malia Cohen, DJ Brookter, Commissioner DJ Brookter, excuse me, Steven Cook, Commissioner Steven Cook, who's on the school board. And while we've had folks that have held us down like that, this is a 45-year in the game giant in the Bayview. Mrs. Wade Thompson, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. From program to families to therapy to all of the services you provided us. Here's a quick video thanking you.
When we look back on our growth over the past years, we know that we owe so much of that to our supporters and to the community.
One of the first that comes to mind for us is Emily Wade Thompson.
If you know this community, you know that she is somewhat of a matriarch in terms of education and racial equity work for Black children in the Bay.
She has served our schools for over 45 years. It doesn't get any more dedicated than that.
Since I joined in 2016, she's always been a fierce advocate for us, providing support and advice, opening doors, and making critical connections for Urban Ed Academy.
Connections that drive partnerships and bring about change and improvements in our community.
These connections are so important to our children, to our schools, and no one does it better than Emily Wade Thompson. Working alongside her has been an honor and a pleasure to our organization.
We honor her tonight, and we hope we can keep making her proud. Thank you, Mrs. Wade Thompson. She is on here right now, so if y'all could just give her some virtual love and wave at her, snaps, fingers. Mrs. Wade Thompson, thank you so much for being in our corner, always. But for connectivity purposes, we had her pre-record something, and so here is that for you all.
Good evening. I would like to thank Mr. Saraguchi and the Urban Ed Academy for honoring me with this Community Champion Award. When you think of community, you think of the many partnerships that you have developed with CBOs, nonprofits, school staff, families, students, and the community at large, which have all contributed to this award. Congratulations and special commendations to Mr. Saraguchi for following his dream of bringing and recruiting young African-American males from across the country to work in the field of education, especially in the San Francisco Unified School District, and carrying on the legacy of Mr. Dwayne Jones of having a Saturday summer program that enriches the lives of many young men of color. Once again, I humbly thank you for this blessing and my husband and children for their unwavering support.
When we talk about representation matters, and you can't be what you can't see, we're talking about empowering our community.
Folks are waiting on a savior, waiting on Superman.
But we're not waiting on Black Panther anymore. He's here, he was here. We felt it was important to honor Mr. Chadwick Boseman tonight, given the impact he has made on our youth
and our communities.
Our youth need a model to reach their full potential, and we're blessed to have had someone like Chadwick Boseman break through those ceilings. He dedicated his entire career to Black roles of intelligence, excellence, and grace.
Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, Black Panther.
His gift to us was immeasurable. While there can only be one Black Panther,
we're trying to empower kids' lives every day too.
It's important for everyone to have a hand in that, and it's extremely important that our community's leaders do the same. For us, that starts in the classroom.
There's community being built, being developed, being nurtured, and in some ways, in each classroom, we're building our own Wakanda.
We now have the baton, and we're going to keep running for you. Thank you, Mr. Chadwick Boseman. You all saw our
2020 technical snafu.
That's all good. But you saw the next awardee, which is posthumously. Got to give it up to Brother Chadwick Boseman. Peace to you for our Representation Matters Award. This is the first one we felt like, with the elegance he displayed in his representation for us, for our children, it only felt right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so we thank you, Mrs. Wade Thompson, for that. We're going to go ahead and we'll have to share that out via social media afterwards. Thank you again for that. Thank you all for the time you've had. And I know the big question that we've gotten from folks, you may have just saw with the little preview, is how can you support
the mission, the movement? Can you support the energy? I think we would be. It would be very foolish to not, first off, express how humble we are for the magnitude of the work that we're approaching, for the amount of connectivity, the amount of partners that we need to do this work. It can't be done with just Randy. It can't be done with just Randy getting help with Daniel. It can't just be with the guys. It can't just be with our staff or the people on the team. It really requires the neighborhood. It really requires a larger community. And we're really earnestly asking for your support. We've got different levels of support. A fellow stay here in Mandalay Bay over the course of 4 years costs upwards of $250,000. $25,000 in the first year helps support their credentialing process and all of their training. $10,000 pays for just their credentialing during the first year. But any level of support, even down to the $1, the $5, the $10, the $20, those support our programs, helping with the Saturday school that UEA was founded on. Shout out to Dwayne Jones. But every little bit of support, every little bit of energy helps. It all matters. And we are asking you for that support as humbly as we can. But it is a real thing, and it does require real money. But we think society and our communities are going to be better off for it in the long run.
Every little bit helps a lot. You all can visit and donate with us. I think urbanedacademy.org donate button. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is if there are many good causes out there, this is just another one that's critical to the movement. And
I'm gonna be a little bit more direct. We are going to change our communities forever with your help.
Darius, hey y'all.
Davon.
We just want to have our guys say thank you one more time. We want to thank you all. We want to be fair and respectful of your time.
1 minute over.
But in the meantime, we hope that you all on the East Coast are about to go to bed safely and sound. Come on, y'all. Come on over here. We wanted to say thank you to everybody in Central Time Zone who are sticking with us, rocking with us, and obviously everybody out here in the Bay Area, down in LA. These are just two of our guys. We got 3 cohorts of these fellas right here, and we're on a mission.
On a mission.
On a mission.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. Peace.